Hey Math 1B, I've got a new lesson for y'all. It is adding and subtracting polynomials. So 4.1 was all about how to classify them, just understanding what it means to put something in standard form, identifying the degree, leading coefficient, just a lot of classification type stuff. Today we're going to be actually doing some computing. So the first thing that you guys need to recognize is that these parentheses are basically grouping the polynomials away from each other. So 7x minus 3y minus 14, that's a polynomial. 4y minus 3x minus 7 is a polynomial. Now, if you understand the distributive property, it's going to be a quick move to get rid of the parentheses. Pretend like there is an imaginary 1 in front of this set of parentheses, and pretend like there's an imaginary plus 1 in front of this group right here. How do you use the distributive property to get rid of parentheses? You multiply everybody in here times 1. So 1 times 7x is 7x. 1 times negative 3y is minus 3y. 1 times negative 14 is minus 14. For my second group, I'll do that in a different color, in purple. Take a positive 1 times 4y, you get a positive 4y. You take a positive 1 times a negative 3x, a positive times a negative will yield a negative. And 1 times anything is just itself. And then 1 times negative 7 is going to be a minus 7. The plus 3, it doesn't affect anything inside either of those parentheses, so you can just tag it along at the end. And move number 1 is done. Okay, now, move number 2. Combine like terms. So like terms have identical variable parts. Like terms have identical variable parts. So that means they share the same letter and the same exponent. So x and y, those are not like terms. And then if you thought about something like x squared versus x to the 5th, same variables, but not the same exponents. So they are not like terms either. Okay, so who would be like terms in this situation? Well, 7x and negative 3x can be put side by side as like terms. Negative 3y and positive 4y can be put side by side as like terms. And then negative 14 minus 7 plus 3, those can be put side by side as like terms. So this is called the commutative property. It's the property that says we can move terms around if addition and subtraction are involved. All right, so what is 7x minus 3x? 4x. What is negative 3y plus 4y? Well, opposites subtract and you take the sign of the bigger one. So plus 1y. What's negative 14 minus 7 plus 3? Well, these two added together would be negative 21. Negative 21 plus 3 is going to be minus 18. Okay. It's in standard form because you've got power of degree of 1 here, degree of 1 here, degree of 0. So biggest power is up front. The degree is going to be 1. And then the leading coefficient It's going to be 4. All right, let's try another one. All right, so we've got nothing in front of this group of parentheses, only a plus in front of this group. Pretty much distributing the 1 doesn't change anything here. And again, distributing a positive 1 should not change anything inside here. So you've got plus 19 minus 7x squared plus 2y. Who are the like terms? 3x squared minus 7x squared. Put those side by side. 7y plus 2y. And then you've got negative 15 plus 19. Final answer. 3 minus 7 is negative 4. Keep the x squared as is. Don't try to change it to x or x to the 4th. It's still x squared. Still x squared. 7y plus 2y is going to be 9y. Still just a y, not y squared. All right? And then negative 15 plus 19, opposites subtract. Take the sign of the bigger one. It's going to be plus 4. It is in standard form, degree 2, degree 1, degree 0. So the degree of the whole polynomial is 2. The leading coefficient is negative 4. All right, this one's slightly different because there is a negative out front, all right? That negative's going to change the things inside the parentheses. So if you see a minus right here, think I'm going to distribute a negative 1 to all the parts inside of the parentheses. Over here we got a regular 1. Here's going to be a plus 1. So these aren't going to change. Plus 1x minus 1y minus 4. Over here, the 1 is also going to not change these. It's going to be 5y plus 2xy. This is going to be the thing that changes. A negative 1 times 6x is now negative 6x. A negative 1 times a negative 9yx is now a positive 9yx. And then a negative 1 times a positive 3 is going to be a minus 3. Now, when you are collecting the like terms to put them side by side, notice this is an xy, this is a yx. Yx can be rewritten as xy because of the commutative property for multiplication. So these two are technically like terms. So I'm going to rewrite them and put them side by side. This is a plus 2xy plus 9xy. I'm going to do the y's next. A positive 5y and a minus 1y. X's are next on the list, so negative 6x plus 1x. And then last but not least, I will put a diamond around them. Negative 3 minus 4. All right, final answer. 9 plus 2 is 11. Keep it xy. 5 minus 1 is a positive 4. Keep it y. Negative 6x plus 1x, negative 5. Keep it x. Negative 3 minus 4 is negative 7. It's a constant, so there we go. Is it in standard form? This would have a degree of 2. This would have a degree of 1. This would have a degree of 1. And this would have a degree of 0. So yes, it is in standard form. The degree is going to be 2. The leading coefficient is going to be 11. Why don't you guys pause the video right now and try this one on your own? All right, let's see if you're correct. So there's a 1 in front of this one. There's a negative 1 in front of this one. So the 1 multiplied here changes nothing inside the parentheses. It's going to be 5y plus 2xy minus y squared. Our second group is going to be completely changed because you're multiplying by negative 1. So it's going to be a negative 8y squared now. It's going to be a negative times a negative, positive 6xy. And then a negative 1 times a positive 3x is negative 3x. At this point, you're going to collect the like terms and put them side by side. I'm going to get these xy's together and rewrite them over here. Get these y squareds together. They're already together. That's okay. I'm going to put a 1 in front of here just so I don't make any weird mistakes when I'm adding or subtracting. And then these two are just kind of like, there's nobody for them to combine with. You've got a 5y here and a minus 3x here. So this is not 2yx. It's not 2yx. These two cannot combine with one another. These two can. 8xy. These two can. Negative 9y squared. Don't change the exponent. Okay? And then this is just going to be plus 5y and then minus 3x. So we've got a polynomial with degree 2, degree 2, degree 1, degree 1. The whole thing is going to be degree 2. The leading coefficient is going to be 8. All right. I think you guys got this. Let's just take a look at the very last problem. There was a reason why I put it on there. Oh, yuck. It's ugly. Gross. All right, the reason why this one's so complicated is because this really jumbles in students' brains, right? What does it mean to be xy squared versus xy versus x squared y, right? Well, here's the big difference. This one right here, let me stack them. This is really saying take x times itself twice. This is an xxy. This right here is an xyy. And this is just an xy. So when we work our way through this problem right here, just keep in mind that x squared y is xxy. xy squared is xyy. xy is xy. So, sorry, that's kind of annoying to say that over and over again. But bottom line is, these are three completely different sets of variables. Therefore, we can't add or subtract them together. So there's an invisible 1 in front of this one, there's a negative 1 in front of this one, and there's a positive 1 in front of this one. No change. Negative change. So make that a negative. this one becomes a positive, and it turns this one negative. And then this one keeps everything positive. So plus 1x squared y minus 1xy squared minus 7xy. All right, so a lot going on there. Let's get the xy squareds together, the xy squareds together, the xy squareds together. And you know what? On this one, I'm not even going to rewrite them. I'm just going to visualize 5 minus 2, which is 3, minus 1, which is 2. So it's going to be 2xy squared. Do that now with the x squared y's. So we got x squared y and x squared y. Negative 6 plus 1 is minus 5. Leave the variables unchanged. Yeah, and so then the last move would be, what is 6 plus 9 minus 7? So 15 minus 7 is a positive 8. All right, so a lot of really wonky things going on here where you got to add or subtract variable expressions. Kind of complicated, but as long as you learn the rules and keep the rules every single time, you'll be fine. Okay. So it's in standard form because this is degree 3, degree 3, degree 2. So the whole thing has degree 3. The leading coefficient is 2. Hey guys, thanks for watching. This is, again, I understand this chapter is just a lot of just randomness. It seems like I got a lot of numbers, a lot of variables, exponents everywhere. Keep calm and I think we'll figure it out. All right, thanks for watching, and get those homework problems done on time. Thank you.